Hello, welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we are doing Avenged Sevenfold. David Velez asked if I had listened to them, and if I haven't, I should check out their newest album, The Stage, and if I haven't heard the Nightmare album, then I have to do Save Me. And Dillard Richardson also suggests Save Me. Well, I have not listened to Nightmare. The extent of my Avenged Sevenfold is Waking the Fallen and City of Evil. And that's mostly because City of Evil was on the radio a lot when I was a teenager, so I'm pretty exposed to that stuff. But I haven't really kept up with them since, so this will be a nice way to kind of see where the band has gone in the last, decade and a half, I guess. Probably about a decade. So let's check out Avenged Sevenfold's Save Me off of the album Nightmare. Starting off with some heavy bass. Alright. Definitely has Avenged Sevenfold's distinct chord progression ideas. Definitely creating a very specific kind of atmosphere. There's some foreboding, there's danger, a little bit of a horror-esque feel just because of the Baroque chord progressions, and we associate Baroque music with horror music these days. Really funny thing about Baroque music though. Maybe I'll get into that another time.
Sorry, did I wake your dreams? Some questions run to
A lot of the musical technicality has been reined in so that the singer can do his bit. Despite the guitars kind of pulling it back on the speed, I think the drummer's going faster than he was previously.
Is it something we said to them? Is it something we said?
A lot of empty space in the instrument work to kind of give more emphasis to the singer there.
I'm trapped in a bio world where the endings are the same.
Really good counterpoint here.
We're only here today. I'm losing my only dream. I can use some guiding light, some place to go. You hear me? Let me know.
We're gonna go back to the verse.
Ever since the day you left, my fate's been set.
See, the guitars are holding out quarter and whole notes, and the drums throwing in a lot of 16ths in there. Yeah. There's a big disparity between the energy that the drums are bringing and the energy the guitars are bringing. And I think it's really interesting. I wonder how that relates to what's going on narratively with the words.
Is it something we did? Is it something we did?
Because when we get to this section, and I'm pretty sure the verse as well, the instruments all kind of line up on what they're playing, the kind of energy they're bringing for the momentum. Yeah, we're all lined up again, but the verse has a very clear distinction. Great use of stereo to separate the two guitar lines here. Great work on that duet. Playing at that speed with that precision with someone else, it's pretty difficult. I do wish more of the solo was like this though, where there's more melodic elements to the shred. Really good at atmosphere building here, especially to kind of juxtapose what we were just listening to with the speed and the heaviness and just that raw power.
Stone cold lips and heresy, all rising to a degree, losing who I wanna be. You'll find out right now. He may be out of his mind.
I think we've moved to a waltz too. Either that or it's just more of a triplet feel.
And dragged us all behind. A moment seen through those eyes, crystal blue sky.
Yeah, it's either a fast waltz or just a triplet feel on the standard 4.
If you'd only open your mind.
Yeah, we didn't move to a waltz there because it's lining up with the rest of the song. So we just changed field for that section.
Trapped in a vile world where the endings are the same as every
Those big bells give this a like a sense of finality, especially with the chord progressions they're moving through. I love that little bit of delay in the duet. All right. Oh,
Tonight we
all right.
all die young. Tonight we 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 all die.
I'm not feeling this ending. What is going on here? Okay, that was certainly a way to leave a sour taste in my mouth. Ah, dang, man. The rest of the song was good. I enjoyed a lot of that, even though it may not be um, as technical or as heavy as some people want. I know probably not insignificant portion of the viewer base, my viewer base, is heavy metal, black metal, death metal. I mean, we get a lot of proggy and real technical and real heavy stuff on this channel. But I enjoyed the first 9 minutes of this. Well, I guess the first, like nine and a half minutes. Really good stuff. I mean, a lot of it is pretty typical Avenged Sevenfold stuff. Even to what I'm used to listening to, they have a very distinct sound, and it appears that they've really stuck with that sound. And that's good and bad. It's unique. You can tell when you're listening to an Avenged Sevenfold song. Um, but at the same time, I think everybody kind of wants to evolve and progress and kind of change some things about them and improve themselves and whatnot. So at the same time, it's I don't know when Nightmare came out. I don't know how new of an album this is, but it's as far as I could tell, this could have come out in the mid 2000s and it would still kind of fit in with the Avenged Sevenfold that they were then. Um, but even despite that, there's still a lot of really interesting things going on in here, and I wish I could have caught more of the lyrics and seen how much of the music played into that, because like I said, the verse specifically had a really interesting juxtaposition between the momentum of the drums and the momentum of the rest of the band, basically. But then during the pre-chorus and the chorus, it all lines right back up, and then it gets out of sync again. And it's really interesting. I'd like to see how that kind of wove its way into the narrative of the song. But uh, a lot of the guitar work was well done. Though there's a lot of what was that? counterpoint going on, multiple lead lines, lots of melodies going on simultaneously. Then again, that's kind of a staple of Avenged Sevenfold. Um, they got their two guitarists. They like to do duets and kind of play against each other, and then that just kind of goes with the singer, and the three of them all kind of have lead parts, and they do a very good job of kind of weaving all three parts together, simultaneously during parts of the song. But I kind of talked about everything that I enjoyed in the song already. There isn't really anything technical or overarching that I can kind of pull it all together. It's an Avenged Sevenfold song. It's one of their longer epics, like I Won't See You Tonight, or uh, that one about. Dang, I forget what it's called. Anyways, they typically have these epic songs, at least one per album, where it's these grand overarching concept story kind of things going through multiple genre types, and kind of being more of a rhapsody than a standard verse chorus bridge chorus thing, even though they adhere to that a little bit, but they break away to kind of have these areas where they're just kind of moving through sections more like a rhapsody, usually done in the middle of the song, where it's basically a bridge with multiple bridge sections before it returns to a chorus. Um, but what I don't like is that ending, and I don't know if it irritates anybody else as much as it irritates me. They ended the song, okay? It was over at 9:30, yeah, around the 9 minute 30 second mark, uh, and they kept going, and that's not a bad thing. Having like a bit of a false cadence or a false ending, that's not the worst thing in the world, and it's when employed correctly, it can create an interesting dynamic, a little bit of surprise for a first time listen. And if there's any sort of narrative elements that could tie into it, maybe if you're telling a story and the character dies, but um, something supernatural happens, or someone resuscitates them, you can have a little gap where the character's dead and then comes back. There's ways to work it into the narrative other than just being a way to surprise people and kind of catch them off guard. But here, it it happened, but then nothing was added to the song afterwards. um, I felt the song was it had its moments of embellishment. The guitar solos, they're typical Avenged Sevenfold. It's just fast shred and shred duets, and that's what they do. I kind of like their more melodic solos. I like when they can kind of create a story with their guitar playing rather than just showing off how fast they can play. But that's Avenged Sevenfold. That's what they're gonna do. Um, but other than that, the song was pretty restrained, and I felt that the musicianship that was showcased was reined in a little bit for the betterment of the song. Other than, tearing it up in the middle of the song with those guitar solos. The ending of the song seemed to be the complete opposite of that. It was a chance for the drum to throw in these wild drum fills and have almost have like this big rock ending. Um, you had the singer saying the same thing over and over and over, but starting out low and calm and ramping up in intensity and pitch throughout like the last minute, and just all this intensity coming in. The guitars came in, and there was some, I don't know. I think there were more instruments, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But like the drums were doing their crazy fills, and the intensity was increasing, and then it ends with what sounds like some open notes, just real low a rhythmic pattern, not a melodic one, and it's just this big rock ending to a rather solemn song. The song itself is very constrained up until the ending, and I don't feel like the last minute and a half ish meshed with the beginning. And there have been a couple of songs where I feel like sections of the songs don't match up with what the rest of the song is trying to do or trying to accomplish. But it's never been an issue for me so much because this song had a stopping point. They ended it. If they had ended the song there, I think the song would have been perfect. But they decided to put this big, epic ending to it, and it kind of ruined the entire tone of the song. It ruined the feel. It clashed so hard with what was already done. And I think that's the part that really stings me, is that it's not just so much that it clashed, it's that it feels like an entirely different song tacked on to us to the ending of a track that was already finished. So, I don't know. That might just be me. And like I said, I didn't catch the lyrics going through, so there's a chance that the ending fits within the narrative of the song as far as the lyrics are concerned. I can't really comment on that, but from a musical perspective, I feel like the song wrapped up nicely. All of the ideas that were presented were, met a nice conclusion at the 9 minute 30 second song, or 9 minute 30 second mark. Um, and then that nice wrapped up conclusion was stomped on and trampled on because they wanted to go big. I don't know. It didn't work for me. But that's where you guys come in. Am I missing something here? Do you guys agree with me? I mean, is that big ending not necessary when they already had a nice clean ending? Let me know down in the comments if there's any other Avenged Sevenfold songs you want me to react to. I was gonna say listen to. It's kind of the same thing, I guess, but listen with the camera. Um, Let me know. Like I said, I'm familiar with their earlier stuff, but I'm not. A Little Piece of Heaven. That's what that song was. That was their other epic that I'm familiar with. I Won't See You Tonight and A Little Piece of Heaven. I'm so glad I got that out before the video ended. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought, if there's any other songs that I should listen to. The Stage, I believe, is the album that just came out, and I haven't heard a thing off of it. Um, the album is called Nightmare, and I think I heard, if there's a self-titled song called Nightmare, I think I heard that possibly when it came out. Um, but kind of hazy on that, so maybe I didn't. But that word nightmare is just kind of standing out for me. Maybe I have heard parts of this album. I don't know. I guess it really depends on when it came out. If it was after college, I definitely have not listened to any Avenged. But if it was before then or during college, one of my friends might have put the album on. I don't remember this track though, and I think I kind of would, especially with that ending. That kind of disappointment would stick with me for I'm sure it would stick with me for a while. So, but yeah, definitely if you have anything off the stage you want me to listen to, that is an album I have 100% definitely not heard. I'm still kind of iffy on. I might have to go check the track list and maybe listen to a couple songs off of Nightmare and see if maybe I have listened to bits and pieces of it. I don't know. I don't know. I like this song though. Maybe I'll just go check out Nightmare and see what's up. But yeah, so that is today's. I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. as usual. And if you want to have any sort of influence in what songs get picked, make sure you check out my Patreon, www.patreon.com/criticalreactions. And I also have a Twitter account now, twitter.com/critreactions, because for whatever dumb reason, they don't allow longer names. I think they stop off at 15 characters, which is a ridiculously low limit. So I am Crit Reactions on Twitter. And yeah, so see you tomorrow. Until then, you guys stay safe. Have a fantastic day.